Your breakthrough isn't delayed, you just need these 3 steps. Every year, as December approaches, a quiet battle begins in the lives of believers. A battle many do not discern. A battle many lose before it even starts. While people count days on the calendar, the enemy counts opportunities to steal. He waits for the moment a believer grows tired. When the year feels wasted. When hope feels thin. When prayers feel unanswered. And he whispers, maybe this year is already over for you. Maybe God has forgotten you. Maybe nothing new can happen in December. And many, without knowing, agree with that lie. This is how the robbery begins. Not with a loud attack, but with a silent shift of the heart. The blessing labeled marriage gets delayed because the heart is full of complaint. The breakthrough marked new job is postponed because discouragement kills expectation. The healing named restoration is slowed down because fear disconnects faith. And the enemy steals. Not by force, but by strategy. Because he knows something believers often forget, December is a prophetic month. A month of completion. A month God uses to perfect what he started. The breakthrough marked new job is postponed because discouragement kills expectation. The healing named restoration is slowed down because fear disconnects faith. And the enemy steals. Not by force, but by strategy. Because he knows something believers often forget, December is a prophetic month. A month of completion. A month God uses to perfect what he started. A month where heaven seals destinies and releases directions for the coming year. But when gratitude fades, doors remain closed. Forget not his benefits. Psalm 103:2. When alignment breaks, guidance is lost. Acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths. Proverbs 3:6. When love grows cold, access is blocked. Let all you do be done in love. 1 Corinthians 16:14. So, while the believer walks with a bag labeled promises, the enemy releases spirits of weariness to weaken prayer. Distraction, to keep them busy but spiritually empty. Comparison, to make them feel God has skipped them. Asterisk offense, to plant bitterness in their heart. Fear, to break their faith. And many reach December feeling empty. Not because God didn't bless them, but because the enemy robbed them through their reactions. But listen. This December could be different. Heaven is calling for a reset, a realignment, a return to the posture that unlocks divine completion. God is saying, give me your gratitude again. Give me your attention again. Give me your heart again. Walk in love again. Because when gratitude rises, chains break. When obedience returns, delays are lifted. When love flows, restoration begins. This December, the believer who chooses gratitude will recover what was stolen. The one who realigns will accelerate into blessings that were held back. The one who walks in love will unlock favor no enemy can stop. December is not the end. It is the delivery room of destiny. The place where God perfects, restores, completes, and crowns your year with goodness. As it is written, you crown the year with your goodness, and your paths drip with abundance. Psalm 65:11. Child of God, you will not end this year defeated. You will not end empty. You will not end robbed. This December, you will end restored. You will end directed. You will end strengthened. You will end in testimony. You will end in victory. Because when you walk in gratitude, realignment, and love, everything the enemy delayed will be released. And everything he stole, God will restore. After the robbery of discouragement and delay, heaven releases another call, a call many ignore, but every destiny depends on it. The call to realign with the will of God. Because nothing changes until alignment changes. No new direction comes until submission returns. No restoration happens until the heart goes again. Many believers enter December confused, overwhelmed by the noise of life, running on empty, walking with no clarity, making decisions without God's voice. But what they do not know is that misalignment is the greatest cause of delay. A believer can pray, fast, cry, and still not move forward if their feet are not standing on the path God designed. Realignment is not punishment, it is God pulling His children back into the lane where blessings flow freely. And so heaven speaks again, my child, drop the weight. Drop the plans I did not give you. Drop the relationships that drain you. Drop the habits that poison your spirit. Return to me. Realignment is the place where pride dies, and clarity is born. Where silence becomes instruction, and surrender becomes strength. The believer sits, staring at the broken pieces of their self-made plans, dreams they chased without prayer, doors they knocked without discernment, people they trusted without direction. And the Spirit gently whispers, this is why you were tired. This is why you felt lost. You were carrying what I never asked you to carry. Because God cannot direct a heart that is not surrendered. As it is written, in all your ways acknowledge Him, and He shall direct your path. Proverbs 3:6 Realignment is more than prayer, it is repentance, refocus, reordering, and returning. It is laying your will on the altar and saying, Lord, I don't know the way. Lead me. And when the believer reaches this place of surrender, everything begins to shift. The veil lifts. Confusion dissolves. The fog disappears. Suddenly, the path becomes clear again. God begins to whisper instructions, tiny steps that unlock heavy blessings. Wake up earlier. Shut down that friendship. Spend time in my word. Forgive. Sow that seed. Don't give up. Take that opportunity. Prepare for next year. And as they obey, their life begins to align like pieces of a divine puzzle. Because obedience is the compass of destiny. Realignment brings protection. Doors the enemy planned to use suddenly become closed. Realignment brings speed. What was delayed for months begins to manifest in days. Realignment brings favor. People who once ignored you suddenly remember you. Realignment brings revelation. You begin to see what God is doing, not what the enemy is attacking. Realignment brings strength. You no longer walk alone. You walk with instruction. And heaven rejoices, because a believer who is aligned is a believer who is unstoppable. This December, God is calling His children away from noise, away from distraction, away from self-made plans, back into the safety of His will. Because the moment your life aligns with God's plan, the blessings assigned for you can find you again. This December will not pass without direction. You will not end this year confused. You will not step into the next year blind. For those who realign will rise. Those who surrender will accelerate. Those who listen will be established. Let the sound of heaven echo, return to me, and I will lead you into the path of peace, purpose, and promise. Realignment is not a suggestion, it is the doorway into your December perfection. And this time, you will walk through it. After God calls the believer back into alignment, He reveals the final key that unlocks December's blessings, the key many avoid, many resist, many misunderstand. The key of love and obedience toward others. Because love is not a suggestion. It is a command. A spiritual weapon. A doorway to divine favor. The believer stands quietly, watching the world outside, people carrying offense like armor, families wounded by silence, friendships broken by pride, hearts hardened by betrayal. 1 Corinthians 16:14 Why? Because *** love is alignment. Love is obedience. Love is warfare. Love is proof you carry God's nature. And so God speaks again, release the anger. Forgive the one who hurt you. Single quote, bless the one you envy. Pray for the one who betrayed you. Help the one you think does not deserve it. Honor your parents. Love your spouse. Be patient with your children. Be kind to the ones who offended you. The believer feels the weight of it, because forgiveness is hard. Kindness feels costly. Love sometimes feels unfair. But the Spirit reminds, love is not weakness. It is authority. Forgiveness is not losing, it is releasing. Kindness is not foolishness, it is strength. Love disarms the enemy. Forgiveness closes spiritual doors he tries to enter. Kindness opens the windows of heaven. A believer who loves becomes unstoppable, because no demon can stand where love stands. No curse can land where forgiveness flows. No delay can remain where obedience is active. Love is not emotion. It is spiritual alignment with heaven's culture. As the believer begins to melt, tears fall. Not of sadness, but release. Chains around their heart break. The heavy stone of bitterness lifts. Old wounds begin to close. The atmosphere shifts, light fills the room. Peace floods the soul. Heaven opens. Because God honors love. He rewards obedience. He multiplies kindness. He restores relationships. He heals hearts. He releases blessings. This December, God is not only perfecting destinies, He is perfecting hearts. He is rebuilding families. He is restoring broken connections. He is healing old emotional wounds. He is releasing generational blessings through forgiveness. For the believer who chooses love will never be stranded. The one who forgives will never remain stuck. The one who gives will never lack. The one who obeys will never miss their season. Love is the final key that unlocks December perfection. And so heaven declares, walk in love, and the blessings meant for you will not pass you by. Walk in love, and I will fight battles you cannot see. Walk in love, and I will crown your year with goodness. This December, choose love. Choose forgiveness. Choose kindness. Choose obedience. Because when you walk in love, you walk in God. And when you walk in God, everything that was delayed begins to flow into your life again.